But first, for a Headlines Today exclusive, we are opening this bulletin with our Union Finance Minister P Chidambaram speaking exclusively to our National Affairs Editor Javed Ansari. He in fact has spoken for the first time after opting out of the electoral fray.
Why are you not contesting this election?
This question will arise only in Kali Yuga. If people contest election after election, you and others will say, why can't he make way for someone?
Is this sannyas from politics?
No, not at all. I'm an active politician. I will remain an active politician.
Your home state, Tamil Nadu, the Congress appears to be out on a limb. You're without allies. How did it go wrong?
That is unfortunate. I don't know how it went wrong, to quote you. It's unfortunate that we could not revive the alliance with the DMK and a couple of other parties. I think the DMK is also beginning to realize that perhaps it was a mistake not to have revived the alliance with the Congress.
Pre-poll, do you believe there's any room for some kind of adjustment or friendly contests?
Well, that's not something I'm competent to answer. Nominations in Tamil Nadu begin on the 29th of March. We are today on the 27th. That question can only be answered by the top leaders of both parties. But I doubt if there is time at this stage to revive an alliance.
All right, our National Affairs Editor Javed Ansari is here in the studio with us. Now, Javed, very crucial points that P Chidambaram, the Finance Minister, has mentioned is that he has not retired from politics. What does he actually propose to do? You spoke to him at length. What exactly did he tell you?
Well, he says he will continue to remain in politics. He's only chosen not to contest elections this time. He was very forceful in reiterating, in underlining the fact that this is not a retirement. He's not running scared either. He says, I've lost an election earlier, so it doesn't scare me. Those in active politics need to take victory and defeat in their stride. He says he's going to write books, lecture, read, travel, spend time with the family, and do a lot of work which he's not been able to do. And he hopes to come back after some time. But for now, yes, he's taking a step back. But as he says, I'll be still very active in politics, and I'll be keeping an watching things with an hawk eye, and you'll continue to hear my voice a lot more now than you heard in the past.
Absolutely. Also, a word on alliances and the way things terribly went wrong with the DMK. What exactly was the tone as far as this interview is concerned? Are we to expect a post-poll alliance now that he doubts the word that he uses? He doubts whether there is any room left for a pre-poll alliance.
Yeah, and the reason he doubts is he says that it appears to be late. Both sides have announced candidates. The date day after tomorrow is the first date for filing nominations. So at this 11th hour, pulling out people might be a bit difficult. He says a more viable option appears to be a post-poll scenario, and he rules the fact that the DMK and the Congress were unable to stew up an alliance. He believes it would have been in the interest of both parties had they come together, and had they come together, in his view, they would have won the majority of the seats.
Now, Javed, of course, this interview was taken sometime in the afternoon, I guess, and in the evening we have seen certain developments that have in fact taken place, which change the dynamics as far as the Tamil Nadu politics is concerned. India has taken a position; they have abstained from voting against the resolution at UNHRC. How would this have affected this particular alliance? Because the DMK immediately came out in the evening and said that this is a wrong stand that India took.
Yeah, DMK has been consistent in its position on this issue. They believe, most of the Tamil parties have been. But once the elections are over, this issue will be behind them. They'll be faced with a new reality. And if an opportunity presents itself, and I say this with the emphasis is on the word if an opportunity presents itself, if the numbers are in place, perhaps then they will ally, if there is a need to ally.
Absolutely. Now, Priyamvada also joins us from Chennai for more on this exclusive interview. The full interview will be played out tomorrow and also over the weekend. We'll play out snippets of what we feel, Javed, is the newsiest interview that Mr. P Chidambaram has actually given in a long time. But before we do that, let's also quickly play out portions portions where he's talking about Narendra Modi. He's actually talking about Jayalalithaa, and perhaps Jayalalithaa is not going to like this particular reference that Chidambaram has made about her. Let's quickly listen in and then come back to you, Priyamvada.
He claims that once he comes to power, the rupee will be back to 40 against the dollar.
He will regret that statement.
Why?
Well, ask any student of economics. He'll tell you that if the rupee strengthens beyond a limit, it's very likely that Ms. Jayalalithaa, and I call her party the B team of the BJP, will support Mr. Narendra Modi.
All right, Priyamvada, you're also with us. You heard what P Chidambaram actually said. He said Jayalalithaa is the B team of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Is that the first time he's making such a reference?
Well, Sanket, it's a known fact that Jayalalithaa and P Chidambaram are arch rivals. Even when ADMK had that brief alliance with the Congress, there were difference of opinion between these two leaders. But it's not just Chidambaram, interestingly. Even DMK has started echoing Mr. Chidambaram's views of BJP having Jayalalitha's B team. So, yes, indeed, it's the first time that Chidambaram is coming out openly and saying that Jayalalithaa has plans to align with Narendra Modi, and it's quite significant considering the DMK is also talking on the same lines as Mr. Chidambaram has spoken to headlines today. So, and also we know what Karunanidhi spoke yesterday about a possible alliance with the Congress. So, in a post-poll scenario, looks like things are very clear from here, and that's what Mr. P Chidambaram is hinting at.
Now, Javed, how should this be looked at? P Chidambaram saying that Jayalalithaa, of course, just putting, all this in context, you asked a question on the three ladies, the three crucial ladies as far as the politics is concerned, Indian politics, Mayawati, Jayalalithaa and Mamata Banerjee. If you could just put things in perspective, in what context this statement was made?
I asked him, I said the general impression is that these three ladies will play a very crucial role and in the formation of the next government and the running of the next government. He was of the view that Mamata would find it difficult to support, as would Mayawati, difficult to support the BJP given that a large number of their voters are minorities. But he believes, and it's a universal fact, universal truth, that there's hardly any love lost between Jayalalithaa and Mr. Chidambaram. And he minced no word. He says the AIDMK is widely regarded, in my view at least, the B team of the BJP. And he said, I will not be very surprised if after the elections, she decides to align with the BJP, which she's done in the past.
Okay. In fact, before we move on and come back to you again, Priyamvada, two more interesting reactions, very, very small clips that we are planning to play out of that comprehensive interview, which will play tomorrow, of Chidambaram and what he feels about these three women in Indian politics. Let's quickly play that out, and also what Mr. Chidambaram feels about the much talked about Gujarat model of Narendra Modi.
Which one of them do you think has it in him to fill that role?
To be Prime Minister? I mean, I'm afraid with great respect to them, and I don't mean this, I don't mean to run anyone down, with great respect to them. I don't think any of the three whom you name qualifies to be Prime Minister of India. It's too big a job.
So his supporters say he's done wonders. Look at the way they talk of the Gujarat model.
I will hold a press conference on the 31st, when I can't share with you now, because I want to share it with the entire media.
You can use us to share it with the entire world.
That won't be fair to your friends. That won't be fair to your friends. The Gujarat model is largely puffery. There is enough evidence to show that the Gujarat model is crony capitalism. People have made specific statements, pointed out specific instances in land acquisition, land allocation, giving out contracts. Specific cases have been pointed out.
How do you answer to the charge that this is perhaps the most corrupt government in India's history?
But that's, as I said, sedulously built myth.
Sedulously built myth. These are the three words that he uses for allegations of corruption against the UPA. Do you think that this is just a play of words and it's not really going to cut a lot of ice as far as the voters are concerned?
Look, the jury is still out on how the voters will decide. But there is no denying the fact that corruption along with price rise is a big issue. There's a huge question mark over the UPA government when it comes to the issue of corruption. I'm hardly surprised. I don't expect anybody to accept this blame. They will, of course, vehemently protest their innocence. But after all, it's for the people to decide whether it's all about public perception, and the people will decide shortly whether they buy into what the UPA is saying or not on that issue.
Now, Priyamvada, you're still with us. Just take us through what really is the position of the new allies of Mr. Narendra Modi. The Bharatiya Janata Party now has a 6-party alliance in Tamil Nadu. What is their position on these traditional positions that the Congress party has taken in the past, especially in the light of these statements that Mr. P Chidambaram has made? Regarding Modi, he says, Narendra Modi will regret making claims of reviving economy, to that question that Javed actually asked him. He also says the Gujarat model is largely puffery.
Well, Sanket, as far as the BJP is concerned, they have, in a way, I would say, formed a formidable alliance here in Tamil Nadu. They have got the coveted DMK in their fold, which has 10 to 12%. But we should remember, Mr. P Chidambaram's party, Congress, was desperately trying to bring in DMK into that fold. That did not happen. And they've got 2 more other parties which will cover the pro-Tamil sentiments here in Tamil Nadu, the MDMK and the PMK for the caste factor. So it's very easy for the BJP, and they're not getting any opposition from the DMK and the AIDMK. Both the leaders have not uttered a word, be it Jayalalithaa or Karunanidhi, against Narendra Modi, whereas Jayalalithaa has been consistently attacking Mr. P Chidambaram's party, attacking UPA, attacking Congress. In fact, she went to Siddhaganga, Chidambaram's bastion, and questioned the performance of Mr. Chidambaram. And we also know what happened in 2009. He won hardly a margin of 1,354 votes or so. So the position itself is very weak for the Congress in Siddhaganga and other parts of Tamil Nadu for fishermen issues, Sri Lankan Tamils issues, and various other issues. So the other parties unanimously, it's a five-cornered fight here in Tamil Nadu. All the 4 alliances and parties are going to be attacking Congress. And how is Congress going to defend? We've seen Mr. P Chidambaram's first public meeting here in Tamil Nadu, where he spoke about the welfare schemes, and he defended on the Rajiv Gandhi assassination and Tamil's issue, but not that it has reached the people or the public, is because it's going to be, they have been literally cornered without an ally after many years in Tamil Nadu here. For probably in the last 10 years, 15 years, they're fighting an election, such a crucial election, without a Dravidian party, without an ally here in Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely.
This will be a big problem for
and Javed, that is what is going to hurt the Congress party a lot, and he might not have spoken about it openly in that comprehensive interview, but this will definitely hurt the Congress a lot, the fact that in Tamil Nadu they are not having any alliance partner to go in this election.
Well, absolutely. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, these are the 2 states which supplied the bulk of the support base they were the mainstay of the Congress party, the UPA. Now we know what's happened in Andhra Pradesh. In Tamil Nadu, they are without allies, and like you said, this will come back to sting them at the time of the elections.